Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to reading today. Today, you are going to continue working with 7 blind mice. And today, we're going to look at what do the characters' actions reveal to us. We're going to be looking at the characters' actions in the book, 7 Blind Mice. We're going to be looking at all of the actions of the mice. And we're going to see what we can learn about them by looking at their actions. Remember that word reveal means what does it show us? What can we learn or discover? So you will be working with Miss Spears today, and she will explain to you what you need. You will need, if you have the book, you can use the book today. If you do not have the book, remember the PDF version is on the first slide. You will also need your Wit and Wisdom journal and your workbook. If you do not have your workbook, it is okay today, but please try to go get your curriculum bag and get that workbook very soon. If you have trouble with that, you can talk to your teacher. All right, let's get started and listen to Miss Spears as she leads you in part 1. Your learning goal is to answer the question, what does looking at the characters' actions reveal to us? Here we go.
Hello, first grade friends, and welcome back to Wit and Wisdom in Sync. My name is Tanisha Spears, and I'm excited to jump into our lesson. But before we do, let's make sure you have your materials ready. For this lesson, you will need your copy of 7 Blind Mice if you have one. You'll need handout 7A and handout 7B. You'll also need your Wit and Wisdom in Sync journal and a pencil. Pause the video now if you need to gather your materials. In previous work, we determined what was happening in 7 Blind Mice, and you had the opportunity to retell the story. Today, we will continue building our knowledge with the same text, and our work will focus on this question. What does looking at the characters' actions reveal to us? I'll say it one more time. What does looking at the characters' actions reveal to us? Okay, I have a few questions I want you to think about. In the text, 7 Blind Mice, do you remember how the colorful mice each explored the elephant? Do you remember that at first they didn't even realize that it was an elephant? I also wonder, do you remember what types of objects they thought it was? Turn and tell your learning partner the types of objects the mice thought the strange something was. Okay, now let's review each of the objects. If you have handout 7A, you can get it now. And if you don't have the handout, that's okay. As I name the objects, you can point to your handout or you can gently point to the screen. Are you ready? Here are the objects: pillar, snake, spear, cliff, fan, and rope. I want you to think. Do you remember how each of the mice only explored one part and didn't realize they were exploring an elephant until the end of the story? Well, we are going to pretend that we are those colorful mice from the fable, and we'll think about the mice's actions as we match these objects with a part of the elephant. Okay, now you're going to need handout 7A and 7B. I'd like you to pause the video now to get them if you don't already have them. If you don't have the handouts, that's okay. You can just point to the items on the screen. If you do have the handout, what I'd like you to do is take a minute, pause the video, and cut out each of the objects from handout 7A. Okay, now let's match the objects with the elephant's body part. Okay, remember the red mouse went first and he thought it was a pillar. Which body part did he think was a pillar? Point to that body part or lay your pillar card on top of that body part. Did you point to the leg? I'm sure you did, because the red mouse thought the leg was a pillar. Now, let's think about the green mouse. The green mouse thought the strange something was a snake. Which body part did he think was a snake? Point to that body part. I'm sure you got that one too. He thought the trunk was a snake. Now, what part was the spear? What part was the spear? Yes, the yellow mouse thought the tusk was a spear. How about the cliff? Which part was the cliff? Oh, I know you got that one too. The purple mouse thought the top of the elephant's head was a cliff. Think about the fan. Which part was the fan? Tell your learning partner. Yes, the orange mouse thought the ear was a fan. Now think, what part was the rope? I bet you got that one too. The blue mouse thought the tail was a rope. Now I want you to think, why would the mice mistake the different body parts for those objects? I'll ask the question one more time. Why would the mice mistake the different body parts for those objects? Tell your learning partner. Now think, why couldn't the mice figure out what the objects really were? Why couldn't they figure out what the objects really were? Share with your learning partner. Here's what I think. The red, green, yellow, purple, orange, and blue mice couldn't figure out what the strange something was because they were only looking at a part of it. Okay, we've just reviewed the colorful mice actions. Now we're going to review the white mouse's actions. Okay, friends, you're going to continue using handout 7B. And don't worry if you don't have it, you can just use the image on the screen. What you are going to do is you are going to pretend that you are the white mouse and you are going to run your fingers around the outline of the whole elephant. I'll say that one more time. You are going to pretend that you are the white mouse and you are going to run your fingers around the outline of the whole elephant. Now, if you are using the elephant image on the screen, you are going to trace with your fingers gently. Are you ready? Pause the video to trace the outline of the whole elephant. Okay, now what you are going to do is you are going to get the opportunity to show what you've learned about this fable. You are going to do that by recording aloud or writing your response to this question in your journal. What do the actions of the white mouse reveal? In other words, what did the white mouse discover or find out? I'll say it one more time. You are going to either record aloud or write your response to this question in your journal. What do the actions of the white mouse reveal, or what did the white mouse discover or find out?